So with the Federal Reserve doing what it's doing with the economic system and its monetary policies, which is currently at the moment fighting inflation with an intent to fight inflation and defeat inflation before economic recession kicks in. The monetary policy being put in place is creating a strain on the stock market right now. They're raising interest rates, which limits access to capital, makes capital more expensive, and this stunts the growth of companies. And when companies can't grow, then their stock price can't go up either. The stock value can't go up either. So with the stock market being a mess at the moment, but highly likely only temporarily being a mess at the moment, that means at some point the Federal Reserve is going to make a shift once it accomplishes its goal with inflation and the recession starts to kick in the economy, and that creates pressure on the Federal Reserve from the other end of their monetary policy, meaning that right now they're fighting inflation by raising rates. When that's accomplished, hopefully prior to a recession, the Federal Reserve is highly likely going to be gung-ho to pivot. When that happens, the stock market is more than likely going to take off. So what happens is those who are already invested in the stock market are going to see the best returns versus those who get in when it already is starting to go up. So many of you have switched jobs, you've made career moves, and are completely unaware that you already have a stock portfolio sitting at your old employer and don't even realize it. It's called a 401k. And in most cases, if you had a private sector job, you may have been invested in it. And you may not have known that when you left, it's still yours, but you have to initiate the process of what's called a 401k rollover. That account cannot go in a deposit account. It can't just be withdrawn and a check cut to you unless you want tax penalties. It has to be rolled over a specific type of way from an investment product, which is already in, coming from, to an IRA, a retirement account of some sort, into another investment product, a brokerage, for example. It has to go that way in order for you to avoid any tax penalties, period, and especially if you're under 59 and a half. So what needs to happen is you need to be established at an institution or working with a certain investment firm that you intend to roll that money over to. Then you work with them to have them hold your hand with contacting your old employer and the other fiduciary carrying that old 401k. So what you do is they'll walk you through the process and hold your hand, but you still have to be a part of that process to do all the verification and initiation because they want to make sure it's you. So you work with that brokerage you plan to work with and roll that money over to, contacting that old fiduciary and having them initiate the process of rolling it over. It's usually a phone call. It can possibly be done online, but it's usually a phone call. Once that happens, then there's a little bit of paperwork you're likely going to have to go over, which your new brokerage or the company you're going to roll it over to should help you with or walk you through if you're not familiar. And you get that money sent out. They're going to send you a check, most likely. And then once that check comes in, it's going to come in your name for the benefit of you, with the fiduciary being the new brokerage or the new company or investment firm you plan to roll it over with. So once you get it, you immediately get it in the hands of that investment firm you plan to invest with, and they take it from there, deposit it, move it into the IRA, and move it off into whatever brokerage or whatever other type of account you agreed for it to go in. Again, an investment vehicle. You doing so can jumpstart or swell up your investments, your net worth overall, because that's money you didn't have in your portfolio originally. And many of you don't even know this is a thing. And if you do know, you need to stop sitting on your hands and get this process underway, because that's money sitting doing absolutely nothing over here with the original fiduciary. It's not doing anything. Once you leave that employer, they're not invested in anymore. It's not earning anything. You need to get to work getting it over to the new investment firm or brokerage or bank you're going to work with, so they can put it to work for you. But that can jumpstart your investing or swell up your existing investment portfolio and get it in time before the Federal Reserve's monetary policy shifts from hawkish to dovish. When the inflation fight is over, they are probably immediately going to jump right into fighting a slowing economy, because they have to slow the economy to fight inflation. When that fight is over, I can assure you they are going to ease monetary policy, and the stock market will likely be like a beach ball that's been suppressed underwater and shoot through the roof. You want your stock portfolio, your 401k rollover in place before that happens. And you might only have until the end of this year or early next year before all of that takes place. So please work with a new or existing bank or investment firm that you're going to roll that money over to and invest it. Work with your advisor, work with your financial professional or banker to see about how to roll that over. And I promise you, they'll walk you through it, because that's more money in their coffers. That's money for them as well. So they're going to hold your hand and walk you through that process. But I wanted to bring this to you guys in a relatively timely fashion, because I know as a banker and a FINRA and licensed investment professional that many of you don't even know this exists, or you're sitting on your hands if you do know it exists. And I wanted to put you on your P's and Q's, because this can, again, put you in a great position going forward. So get that ball rolling immediately. To all my pioneers out there, I appreciate y'all for coming back. To all my new viewers, welcome in. I want you guys to like the video, comment. I want you to subscribe as well. Comment and let me know, have you ever done a 401k rollover? Is this new to you? Do you have more questions about the process? I want you to drop it in the comments down below. Other than that, I want y'all to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.
This is JP from Blueprint for Prosperity Network, a channel dedicated to helping you increase your net worth through relationship banking, maximizing your borrowing capacity, the proper use of life insurance, and the ownership of real estate. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading content on a daily basis to help you customize your blueprint for prosperity.